So tinatanong dito, bakit hindi mo transmit? Yung tatlo nakaupo na dun sa iyo. Ba't hindi mo transmit kagad yun? Tapos pag may dumating na ika-4, i-transmit mo uli yun dun kay speaker. Okay, eto yung batas niyan. Sabi sa ligang batas na only one impeachment proceeding per year ang inaalaw. Dahil ano daw yung proceeding? Yung proceeding means pag gumalaw yung papel. So, in this case, the transmission indicates na mayroon ng proceeding. Once i-transmit ni SecGen doon kay House Speaker, nag-umpisa na po ang impeachment proceedings. And therefore, hindi pwedeng tumanggap ng panibagong reklamo because ang inaalaw lang po ay isang proceeding per year. So, kaya sinasabi ni SecGen, there might be complications if I will not be able to transmit all of them at the same time. Therefore, itong paggawa ni SecGen na inupuan yung tatlong reklamo tapos in-archive na, hindi na finorward kay speaker, is indicative. Ibig sabihin kasi, yung complaints na yon hindi nila ginawan ng proseso. Topic natin ngayong araw na ito ang petition na final ng ating Vice Presidente noong February 18 sa Korte Suprema. Tungkol ito sa kanyang impeachment complaint. Napag-usapan po natin yung impeachment, ito ay petition for prohibition and certiorari. Ang napag-usapan natin ay yung final ni na Attorney Israelito Torreon et al. At ilang mga taga-Davao na petition din for prohibition and certiorari tungkol din doon sa impeachment. So there are two separate petitions. Ang ating Vice Presidente, simple lang yung kanyang assertion na hindi makakatuloy o hindi dapat tumuloy ang impeachment. Nakita natin ang reaksyon dito ni former Congressman Nery Choi Colmenares na nagsasabing illegal dapat daw ang petition ng ating Vice Presidente dahil ito po ay paraan para ma-circumvent ang impeachment niya. Of course, I'm quite sure that si Attorney Colmenares, being a lawyer and a professor of law, understands also the weakness ng kanyang argumento. Ang argumento niya hindi dapat, illegal daw dapat ang pagdulog ng ating Vice Presidente sa hukuman para ma-sidetrack o mapawalang bisa ang mga proceedings dito sa impeachment. So, hindi tayo sang-ayon dun sa kanyang opinion dahil maliwanag naman ang paggamit po ng mga proseso ng hukuman para protektahan ang iyong karapatan ay hindi lang legal, ngunit upheld at pinoprotektahan ng ating saligang batas. So ano yung dahilan kung bakit dumulog ang ating Vice Presidente sa Korte Suprema? Nag-file siya ng petition for certiorari and prohibition. At ang sinasabi niya ay invalid yung articles of impeachment, gawa nga ng invalid yung proseso na ginamit ng Kongreso sa kanyang pag-i-impeach. In other words, invalid yung impeachment ni VP Inday. Ulitin ko para magka-level off lang po tayo ng kung ano ang mga definitions natin dito. Ang ibig sabihin po ng impeachment ay yung charge in Congress. Ibig sabihin, na-impeach si VP Inday nung pumasa sa Kongreso or pinasa ng Kongreso through a vote of more than one-third, allegedly, to a vote of more than one-third in the House at nag-forward ng reklamo, yung reklamo automatic naging articles of impeachment. Ang sinasabi ni VP Inday is walang bisa yung pag-forward nila at yung mismong articles of impeachment dahil hindi sila sumunod doon sa mga proseso sa Kongreso. Okay? Bago tayo magpatuloy, huwag pong kakalimutan, like, share, follow, and subscribe. And yes, feel free to take advantage na monetize po ang aming ang aming mga posts at saka yung mga live. Bakit ko sinasabi ito? Because I understand that this might be an issue presented before the Congress or some congressmen seem to be taking up. Gayunpaman, since hindi pa yan formally na ihahain sa amin, what I'm saying here is feel free to make full use of the monetization of this of this broadcast. Okay? Oops, hindi ko nalagay yung banner natin. Yan. Bago rin magpatuloy, huwag pong kakalimutan para dun sa mga nakatambay sa atin sa TikTok, meron tayong gift goals for today. Paki-check out lang. It's only 602. Sabi ni CXT0306, Attorney, ba't parang tumanda ka? Kung ginagamit po yan para isang paraan para mang-insulto, hindi po ako nai-insulto sa aging. Kasi lahat ng tao tumatanda. And I am of the age to look like my age, di ba? In fact, I think I still look a little younger than my actual chronological age. So, hindi ko po alam kung bakit nagmukha akong matanda o tumatanda ako. But what I'm telling you is that I am much, much older than you think I am. So, siguro mga 2,000 years old na ako. Maybe 4. I'll stop counting at 376. Okay? So, if you're trying to insult me, sorry, have to find something else. I am not ashamed of aging. I have 2 grandchildren. Talaga, kunwarian pa ba tayo? Or maybe you forgot or did not understand how many, that I am actually already a grandmother. And I do not feel any allusion to din sa mga tumanda ka na. Hello, meron bang hindi? Baka ikaw pa urong. Okay? Itong si user, 5746-206, sabi niya, hindi na kayo nagugutom. Kung hahanap kayo ng paraan na ma-insulto ko dahil sinabi ko sa Presidente, Mr. President, gutom na kami. Nakikiisa po ako dun sa mga taong nagugutom. In case you haven't noticed, nag-declare po ng food emergency yung ating Pangulo, hindi niyo ba napansin? So, Ibig sabihin, may mga kababayan talaga tayo na nagugutom. Food emergency nga eh. Ibig sabihin, hindi na po umaabot sa tamang sa capability ng ordinaryong mamamayan makahabol dun sa mga presyo ng bilihin at lalong-lalo na ng pagkain. Presyo na kailangan nahahabol nila to survive. Ngayon, kung para sa iyo that's a joke, it just says what kind of human being you are. Okay? What, your character. It talks about your character. Na ayaw mo yung mga tao na kikiisa sa mga taong nagugutom, sa mga oppressed, sa mga nahihirapan. Yun po ba ang pakay ninyo? You think you're insulting me, but actually what you're doing is you're insulting so many of our countrymen who have difficulty now coping with day-to-day living. You must stand with them. Instead of yung ginagawa nyo, pagtatawanan nyo yung mga taong nakikiisa sa mga ganon. You think it's funny? Is hunger funny to you? Is oppression funny to you? Ewan ko sa iyo ha, I don't feel insulted. I am happy to stand by our countrymen who are hungry. Ewan ko sa inyo. Para sa iyo, gusto ninyo, balahurain pa yung mga taong nahihirapan. And that I'm really, really sorry for you. I'm really even sorry that such a person like you exists. Wow. Seriously. Hi kay Priyanka. Okay, double check ko lang po. Hi, magandang hapon po sa lahat ng nandito. Hi sa mga nakakatambay dito sa Facebook at saka sa YouTube. Hi kay Simpleng. Hindi ko makita yung full name pero kay Simpleng something. Sabi ni Bads, gusto daw nila 5K. Hi kay Miss Grace Joy, kay Bads Palmes. Thank you very much. At kay Mara. Hi po. Meron na ba akong moderator dito sa TikTok? Hi kay Ma'am Odette. Sabi niya, you're the daughter of democracy. Well, thank you. I consider that a badge of honor coming from you. Hi kay Ma'am Jeanette. Sabi niya, missed your live the past few days. Super happy to see you again. Yes po. For those na nanonood through our Facebook page na Trixie Cruz Angeles, I deactivated that for a few days because there were so many people trying to hack into it. Nag-fishing pa sa amin. Okay? So today, ang pinag-uusapan po natin, ito, sabi ni Brian, is it feasible na mademanda ng libel si Ace for degrading and insulting social media advocates like you? Shout out from Montalban, Rizal. I think that all you have to do is wait for a few more days to see the answer to that. Yais ko, thank you very much for the paper crane. Okay. Hi kay Sherwin. From Toril, Davao. Hi, I hope you're all well there. Sabi ni Daddy Am, napakaswerte ng mga politing mo pagkakaisahan ng INC, samahan po ng Catholic, KOJC, DDS supporters, Muslim community, etc. We vote for Senator number 38, Rodante Marcoleta, and all deserving candidates. Okay. Okay, maraming salamat. Ang sipag ng mga gifters dito. Alright, so let's have a look. Ilalagay natin po dito sa screen yung petisyon ni VP Inday. Ang dami kong tinitignan na kaso kanina kaya medyo na grabe rin ang mga pangyayari dito. Sandali. Ito ba yun? Ito. Alright. We'll put it on the screen. There. Ito po ang statement of facts and antecedents doon sa petition for certiorari and prohibition ni VP Inday. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, check ko muna yung mga comments ninyo ha. Sabi ni Ma'am Salvacion, ang hirap sa mga taong nagbubulag-bulagan sa nangyayari sa bansa. Sobrang manhid na yata kayo, sobrang nakakaiyak na ang nangyayari sa bansa natin. Sabi ni Ma'am Jo, walang sustansya ang pangungutya nitong mga trolls. Sabi ni LMNOP, is that Liza Tanas commenting? Sabi ni The Kid, Wanderer, ang syung naman ng tanong ng mga trolls, grabe makadegrade, lalo na yung mga totoong nakakaranas ng gutom. When Attorney Tix is just echoing the sentiments ng mga common Filipino people. Kasi common din ako. Okay. So bago tayo magpatuloy, don't forget, like, share, follow, and subscribe. Sabi ni Nanay Lugod PM, nag-declare nga po ng food emergency pero wala naman siyang ginawa para lutasin ito. May gana pang magsabi na di na siya natutulog sa kabisihan. Duh. Ay, sige, pag-usapan din po natin yung food emergency after we discuss the petition dito kay VP Inday Sara. So, ready na po ba kayo? Tingnan natin itong petition. Ito po ang tinatawag na antecedent facts ng Ito yung basihan ng pagdulog o pag-file ni VP Inday ng kanyang kaso dito sa sa Korte Suprema. Lakihan natin ito ng konti. Yan. Okay. Ito, ang mga pangyayari bago siya nag-file. December 2024, pinag-uusapan niya ang 3 reklamo na inihain sa Kongreso. Ang unang-una, yung Akbayan Citizens Action na inendorso ni Percival Sendanya. Ito ay final December 2, yan ang unang-una. Noong December 4, may pangalawang na-i-file, ito naman yung sa Makabayan Coalition, sina Franz Castro, Ardeen Rosas, at Raul Manuel. Sa pangatlo naman, December 19 inihain, complaint endorsed by Camarines Sur Representative Gabriel Bordado Jr. At ang asosasyon sang mangunguma na Bisaya Uwa Mangunguma Incorporated, AAMBIS Uwa. Ang representative nito ay si Lex Colada. Yan yung third impeachment complaint. Halos pare-pareho yung mga grounds. Ang grounds ay as usual yung confidential funds, both for the Office of the Vice President as well as dun sa Education Department. Okay. So, yung tatlong impeachment complaint na to, ayon dito sa petisyon ni VP Inday, na-post yan kaagad. So, under Rule 3, at ito yung sinasabi namin parate, filing and referral of verified complaints. Pag ito yung paraan ng pag-file ng impeachment through verified complaint na inendorso o final mismo ng kongresista, pero yung mga number ng kongresista na yon ay less than 1/3, ito, ang pag-file ay verified complaint for impeachment by a member of the House or any citizen upon a resolution endorsed by any member. Okay, i-file yan sa office ng SecGen. So, lahat naman itong tatlo, final sa office ng SecGen. Pero, ang rule dito is, rule ito ng House, House Rules on Impeachment. Kapag natanggap ni SecGen, immediately referred to the Speaker. Dito ngayon nagkakaroon ng controversy. It's a word na immediately. Para sa ordinaryong mamamayan, pag immediately, hindi dapat nagtatagal yan. Pero, ang definition ng House mukhang elastic, lumalaki, lumiliit, siguro in accordance with what they need. So more than 1 month na inupuan yan. At hindi na, eventually, nung na-file yung impeachment complaint, yung sa fourth complaint, in-archive na lang nila at never nila ini-refer sa Speaker. O yan, nag-recess nung December 18. Wala pa rin transmission. Nung January 2, ni-report natin ito, nag-meet the press si SecGen. At sinabi niya, may mga nakiusap sa kanya na mga miyembro ng House of Representatives na wag munang i-refer yung impeachment complaints kasi para madagdagan daw yung mag-i-endorso doon o kaya may mag-file ng fourth impeachment complaint. So, in-interview si SecGen ni Karen Davila at doon sa interview, inamin niya na hindi na transmit para mabigyan daw ng oras yung ibang mga miyembro ng House na makapag-file ng fourth complaint o kaya dumami yung mga endorsers. Sabi ni Ma'am Karen dito, and this is significant para sa ating diskusyon, what you mean is all the impeachment complaints have to be transmitted once. You can transmit the first three and then the fourth to follow. Sabi ni SecGen, there might be complications if I will not be able to transmit all of them all at the same time. So tinatanong dito, bakit hindi mo transmit? Yung tatlo nakaupo na dun sa iyo. Ba't hindi mo transmit kagad yun? Tapos pag may dumating na ika-4, i-transmit mo uli yun dun kay Speaker. Okay, eto yung batas niyan. Sabi sa ligang batas na only one impeachment proceeding per year ang inaalaw. Dahil daw yung proceeding? Yung proceeding means pag gumalaw yung papel. So, in this case, the transmission indicates na mayroon ng proceeding. Once i-transmit ni SecGen doon kay House Speaker, nag-umpisa na po ang impeachment proceedings. And therefore, hindi pwedeng tumanggap ng panibagong reklamo because ang inaalaw lang po ay isang proceeding per year. So, kaya sinasabi ni SecGen, there might be complications if I will not be able to transmit all of them at the same time. Therefore, itong paggawa ni SecGen na inupuan yung tatlong reklamo tapos in-archive na, hindi na finorward kay Speaker, is indicative. Ibig sabihin kasi, yung complaints na yon hindi nila ginawan ng proseso. Hindi nila isinama. When nakalagay sa sarili nilang rules, dapat tinansmit yan immediately. So, bakit? Kasi hindi yata kumpleto or may mga kongresista na hindi naniniwala doon sa tatlong reklamo na nauna. Either walang gustong mag-endorso or kulang yung lalabas na articles of impeachment kung yon ang pauunlakan. Okay. So, ang ginawa nila ay transmit kaagad. Ang nangyari ay yung fourth complaint po ang transmit kay Speaker at yun po ay ginawang bahagi ng caucus nila on that day, on the day of its transmittal. So, ang laking bagay kasi hindi binanggit ni SecGen kung sino yung mga kausap niya, ngunit may mga nakausap siya na nagsabing upuan niya yung tatlong reklamo. Sabi pa ni SecGen, this information was shared to me in confidence kaya I cannot reveal them to you. So, pasikreto pa po. So, pasikreto. Sabi ni Cherry Jumele, sino yung endorse nung fourth? Yun nga po yung 1/3 of the House. Yung fourth, yun na po yung articles of impeachment ngayon. Okay? Next. Ito ay interview kay Lawrence Defensor at saka kay One Rider Party List Representative Rog Gutierrez. Tinanong ng TV5 interviewer, what really happened sa 2 buwan po since December ay may party consultations. I understand hindi niya naman po minadali kung kailan sila magko-convene. So were there any regrets? Sabi ni Representative Defensor, no regrets because we have filed the best impeachment complaint there is and we leave it to the Senate for them to study it, for them to prepare and update their rules, etc. Sabi pa ni Representative, ni Congressman Gutierrez, we want to come up with the best complaint possible. So talagang sinadya, the House was in collusion with the SecGen na hindi ilabas yung 3 reklamo. So isa lang ang issue na ni-raise ni VP Inday, whether or not respondents, House representatives, committed grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excess of jurisdiction in freezing the first 3 impeachment complaints to pave the way for a 4th impeachment complaint and circumvent the 1-year bar. Sabi ni, grabe, ang dami yung tanong na walang connection dun sa dinidiscuss natin. Pwedeng later yon. Okay? Chine-check ko yung mga comments. Ito. Sabi ni, yun na nga. So ito yung mga tanong. Sabi ni Raquel, paano yun yung pang-4 lang ang ginawa nila? Tapos may nagtanong, si Ed says, valid ba yung 4th impeachment complaint kahit may 3 nang nauna? Yun nga po yung reason kung bakit nag-file ng petition si VP Inday. Ang sinasabi niya, ang theory ng case nila is that hindi siya valid dahil nga hindi sila sumunod sa sarili nilang rules. Sa takot nila na sa kagustuhan nila na ma-circumvent yung 1-year rule, ayaw nilang patulan yung 3 reklamo, ayaw nilang bigyan ng proceedings yung 3 reklamo. So, tinengga nila. Pero maliwanag yon. Pag nakatanggap ka ng reklamo, immediately, ifo-forward ni SecGen kay Speaker. So, dito iikot. Yung isa sa issues ay iikot dun sa definition ng immediately. Pero dito, sobrang tagal. Kung December, kunwari natanggap. Tapos, let's say, inumpisahan nila ang proceedings ng January, maa-argue pa nila yung immediately na yan. Kasi sa iba't ibang mga kaso na nasa Korte Suprema, marami na po tayong nakita na ang immediately can be between a few, let's say, of course, immediately, like minutes, hours, pwedeng up to 2 days, ganyan. Pero meron din iba na umaabot ng 1 month yung immediately yata hindi lang nga umaabot dun sa Kumbaga, nagka-create sila ng legal fiction that immediately could mean so many months. However, syempre, reason will prevail dito. But it puts the Supreme Court in a quandary as to how to define itong immediately na to. Pero the other thing is, bakit inupuan yung 3 reklamo? So, nakikita natin dito, nagmadali rin kasi yung Kongreso. Tingnan niyo, it was the last session day, di ba? Oo, parang ganun. Last session day yung kanilang pagmamadali na yon. Hanapin natin na yung, tingnan natin ulit. Dito sa discussion, dinescribe kung ano yung 1-year bar. Kaya nga nang sinabi, sabi dun sa saligang batas, no impeachment proceedings shall be initiated against the same official o proceedings pero dito, ang argument nila is initiated. Shall be initiated against the same official more than once within a period of 1 year. Ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng umpisahan. So, ang ginawa nila, tinengga nila. Pero in a previous decision, sinabi ng hukuman, yung proceedings po, may definition din po yan. So, no impeachment proceedings. So, kaya maraming reklamo, pwede, pero dapat isang proceedings lang. Tapos, no more than one shall be initiated against the same official more than once within a period of 1 year. The act of filing is the initiation, coupled with Congress's taking initial action. Okay, so ang prayer ni VP Inday is, medyo mahaba yung discussion, we can't go through the whole thing. But ang prayer niya is, ito, temporary restraining order, so humingi siya ng TRO para hindi ituloy yung impeachment. Tapos preliminary injunction. Tapos, after that, maging final yung injunction at itigil na po ang 4th impeachment complaint at i-declare na yung 1-year bar to be applicable from the filing of the 1st impeachment complaint, which was February 5. So, hindi na pwedeng mag-file ng panibagong proceedings until February 6 or February 5 ng 2026. Okay. Okay, so yun po yun. Ang mga katanungan ninyo, tingnan na natin. Shelito says, kaya pala sabi ni Marbil, hindi daw addict yung mga gumagamit kasi nagpapahaba lang daw ng oras. Ano yan? Sabi ni Boy, excited na ako sa oral. Ang oral argument po dun sa budget walang oral argument pa dito sa impeachment. Okay? Ano ba ang reasons para sa impeachment niyang sa mga nauna? Oh, yung CF pa rin, mostly. At saka yung threat. Dalawa yung major na yan eh. Pero nandun din yun sa fourth. Hindi ko alam kung ano pa yung kulang. Sabi ni Cordapio, di po ba prescribed for 10 days lang po yung complaint to the Committee on Justice? Check natin yung rules. Within 10 days? Teka. Congress. Check natin ha. Yan, rules of procedure. Yung 10-day period is for including in the order of business. Hindi po yun sa Committee on Justice. O, ito yung provision. The Speaker, after the verified complaint is accepted, no, for verified complaint for impeachment by a member of the House or citizen upon resolution of endorsement, shall be filed with the office of the SecGen and immediately referred to the Speaker. The Speaker shall have it included in the order of business within 10 session days from receipt. It shall then be referred to the Committee on Justice within 3 session days thereafter. In this case po, yung tatlong reklamo, dahil hindi po sila yung more than 1/3, ay hindi ni-refer kay Speaker. So, hindi mag-a-apply yung 10 session days. Okay, ito naman sa kabila. How would you assess sa sinabi ni Attorney Makalintal na immune from suit ang VP kasi isa siyang impeachable officer? I agree with that, but it still must be proven using yung minutes ng House, ng deliberation sa Congress, sa Commission, sa Constitutional Commission. Kasi nga naman kawawa ang VP, di ba? Hindi ka na nga immune from suit, pwede ka pang i-impeach. So, I agree, although it remains a theory. I agree with it kasi nga it presents an unfair situation where the president, tingnan niyo yung presidente, immune from suit, impeachable. So what you cannot do kasi directly, you cannot try to do indirectly. So in the case of the VP, it presents a situation where she can be sued, pwede siyang makulong, pero dahil impeachable siya, she will remain the vice president. Sabi ni Elnet, dapat na technical sila sa immediately kasi intentional ang delay. Yes, that's a good theory. Tama po 'yon. Hindi lang intentional kasi it wasn't even a delay because tinanggap nila and then they did not act on it. So, sa civil service, pag ganyan ang ginawa mo, may kaso ka. Pero dahil kongreso yan, ewan ko ba kung bakit sila parating immune, pwedeng i-filean sila ng kaso pero the imposition of a penalty will still depend on the House. Okay. Sabi ni Ma'am Tessie, I'm excited mapanood ang impeachment sa court. I want to see paano ang Congress mapapahiya, bigatin ng legal team ni VP. Ako hindi. So I do not want impeachment proceedings to proceed at all. I want it declared unconstitutional dahil halatang minadali, ang daming problema, pati ang Senado hindi pa maayos ang mga rules, tapos ang dami mo pang pag-aawayan pagdating dun sa sa pag-convene ng impeachment court, ang dami pang mga issues. Why put the VP through all that? Hindi ako excited. I am angry that they're filing such a case against her. Halatang, alam mo, pinipilit lang talaga nila ito. So there's no excitement on my part. I am angry. Pero qualified yung, there's no need for any qualification, Danny. Sabi niya, qualified yung tatlong impeachment complaint na i-transmit sa Speaker. There's no need for an impeachment complaint and it must be referred to the Speaker. Yung mga, whether or not sufficient in form and substance yan, dun sa Committee on Justice yan dinidetermine. But the ministerial on the part, at least based on this theory, ministerial on the part of the SecGen, na pag nakatanggap siya, immediately refer na to the Speaker of the House. So pagka na-refer na siya ng ganon, yun yung initiatory, nag-start na yung proceedings because then the Speaker will have 10 session days to refer, to calendar it, put it in the order of business where it will be referred to the Committee on Justice. Eh hindi umabot nga sa ganun. Wala pang ganun na discussion. Sabi ni Nam TV, immune si VP Sara if inline sa office niya po pero makakasuhan kung personal. Wala pong distinction na ganun eh. Kung immune from suit ka, usually, like in the case of the President, you're totally immune. Pero kung after your presidency, you're immune only to those acts, official acts as President. So, walang discussion na ganyan. They're still possibly going to try to determine where is she immune from suit or not. Sabi ni Ma'am Christine, this sleazy admin wanted to keep impeachment as a threat or sword of Damocles over VP, but in doing so, they also de-stabbed their own government, not working on this immediately. is threatening national security. Yan. So, ayan. Okay, sandala. So, ano pa yung mga... Sabi ni Ma'am Sheila, I don't want it to proceed because pinupolitika lang siya and hindi deserve ito ni VP Sara. So, okay, next. Sabi ni Patatotini, the Constitution is clear that the Legislative Department is in Article 6 while the accountability of public officers is in 11. There's nothing in the latter article that requires special session. Tingnan natin yan. Okay. Ano yung sinasabi mo, Patatutini, that there's nothing that requires a special session? No, it's really not in the Constitution na kailangan special session pa. Pero it requires that you are in session because all of the activities are done during session. Yun nga yung sinasabi ni Cheese. Sabi ni Cheese Escudero is that, ano ba yun? That's how you conduct business. So if there's no session, you cannot conduct the ordinary course of business. You cannot exercise the powers that you normally do in a collegial session. Sabi ni Mark June, what's with the effort to impeach VP? Unless may bala talaga sila, akasurat kasi. Buti pa sana kung yung president ang i-impeach nila. Sabi ni Ma'am Sarah Jean, mga wala silang kwenta sa Congress, nakakagigil yung impeachment niyan, mga ambisyosong buhaya, kailanman di ka magiging presidente, Martin, dakilang hari ng pondo. And don't forget, who is ultimately responsible to lead the government out of this mess? Okay? Who is the head of government? Hindi ba the president? Okay? Ang weak eh. Tignan mo, nagsabi na siya sa Congress. Pwede ba wag niyong ituloy yan? Ano, walang maiging maidudulot yan? Pinilit pa rin ng Kongreso. O anong ginawa ng presidente? He made excuses for it saying, andyan na yan eh. We have to the process. Ganyan. Ibig sabihin, Mr. President, wala kayong kakampi sa Kongreso. Either you're super weak because you cannot even convince members of Congress to stop this nonsense. No. Diba? That's assuming you're really against it. Sabi ni JG, presidente talaga may dahilan ng kaguluhan nito. Dapat talaga ipa-impeach na yan eh. Sabi ni Daddy Onard, natatakot lang yung isang comment, binasa ko lang yan eh. Sabi ni JJ po. Sabi ni Daddy Onard, natatakot lang mga tumatakbong pagkasenador na mabawasan boto nila pag-start ng impeachment trial, purely political at pagmamanipula sa mga kaisipan ng tao. Sabi ni Yael, may bisa po ba ang impeachment laban kay VP Sara? If majority sa kanila natalo sa eleksyon, mabuhay ang PRD from Israel. Hindi pa natin alam kung aabot dyan eh. Kalahati lang naman po ng Senado ang for the election, sir. Yan, sabi ni Ma'am Rebecca, impeachment is political in nature, kaya ayoko rin because it's not solely based on the evidence. And since political animals, yung mga senador, in all likelihood, they'll vote according to party lines or according to whatever, yung considerations other than the evidence. Sabi ni Atilano Pondevida Roldan, failure to act on the first impeachment complaint within 15 days from receipt is ground for an action against the responsible public official under RA 6713. Have you read the jurisprudence on that? Kasi, pag elected and you're a senator or a congressman, ano mangyayari? Kahit you're found guilty of that, well, it's an administrative offense. Kahit sabihin, okay, tama, offender ka nga under this rule, ano mangyayari? Do you know? What will happen is that, let's say, ombudsman ang nag-determine yan, or sa civil service yan dinetermine, ano po mangyayari? Yung findings will be forwarded to the Committee on Ethics, which will determine whether they will table it or not. So, in most cases, Mona Lisa yan. You have a Mona Lisa decision. It will lie there and it will die there. So, kahit sabihin nyo pang, sige, may liability sila sa ganyan. Deadmahin lang yan. Because in order to enforce it, it must go through the Committee on Ethics.